This is a short video about our 13-year-old Cocker Spaniel named Major, who we put down on October 9th, 2022. The images you're seeing right now are from 2020, when he still had almost all of his mobility, was able to climb stairs and jump and things like that. But starting around January 2021, I noticed something on our security camera one night where he could not go up his stairs to get on the couch, and he was visibly stressed about it. We were not home. I just happened to check the cameras. And he had never done that before that I was aware of. So this footage was kind of showing that there might be a problem. Of course, we didn't know it was his spine. We thought it was his rear legs because he had had ACL surgery. So then there's just another short clip in February, the next month. It was the same situation. Poor guy. So we did start taking extra care to carry him down the stairs and things like that, because it did look like, you know, he could fall. But again, we assumed it was his legs. So this would have been late summer 2021. This is him eating food. He could still stand up on his own and eat, support himself, and eat and drink water around that time. But it's also important to show when he was perfectly fine. Like, here he is eating apples in my lap around, fall 2021. Just seems to be comfortable and happy. We had apples pretty much every day, or at least one. He loved them. And then when he slept, he seemed to be so comfortable sleeping in his bed. He would sleep for several hours at a time. We weren't at the point where he was waking us up in the middle of the night, but of course that came later in 2022. But there were a lot of things that we found out about: the cognitive dysfunction and the sundowner effect, where they kind of switch from knowing whether day and night and that kind of thing. But you can see we had plenty of times where he seemed to be just fine, and all of this is in 2022 that you're seeing right here. This is him resting spring and summer 2022. And it wasn't until, yeah, there he is. He slept in funny positions. When he would get comfortable, he would just go to sleep, This was at the end. This was either September or October, where I had to spend every night with him. And this was on the couch one night in August or September 2022, where he was asleep, laying on me and wearing a diaper, because at the time we were having diarrhea issues, which was because of the medicine he was taking. And this is July 2022. He is at a different vet in Covington. It's the first time we went, and there was no one else in the lobby, so I just let him walk around on his own. And he wasn't comfortable, but he also wasn't, he wasn't freaking out too bad. He realized he was at a vet, but he wasn't too upset. I've seen him shaking a whole lot worse than this when he realizes that he's going to the vet, especially Cypress, our old one. He hated going there. But this one was a nice place, as you can see. It looks like the Four Seasons Hotel. And this is him again, sleeping on my lap, and that would have been September 2022. I had just given him a bath, and he was just snoozing. And when I started filming him, he woke up and he was looking at the camera. But he looks really fluffy right there because I blow dried him. And see him shaking his head? I really wonder if a dog that supposedly was in severe pain would even be able to shake his head like that. And Major certainly did it all the time. Um, that was just normal for him. Definitely not wound up or, panting about anything, just doing fine, seems like. I'd probably just given him an apple too. He's just, that was our normal daily routine. Of course, I spent every day with him and every night. If I had to leave, I got a babysitter, which is some of the footage you're about to see. First, we tried putting him in the pool. We had heard about the water therapy and all that kind of stuff, and so occasionally we'd get in the pool. If you watch close, you see him shake right there. He could shake his head like nothing, and he could also doggy paddle, as you can see. And I promise you, his back legs are moving too. He could doggy paddle, and you know, to me, I thought we were doing some good there, giving him a little bit of exercise, getting him some mobility. He finally got calm enough in the water when he realized he wasn't going to drown. I wasn't going to let go of him or anything. And so that was a big step forward in itself, because he used to really panic if he got near the water. But you can sure see how curved his spine is right there, and that he was losing weight. And this would have been September. This, I think, is also September. You can see how he'd sleep sometimes in a kind of curved or bent position, and he seemed to be comfortable that way. We noticed that. Here he is again. He'd kind of flop over the side of the bed, of his bed, and sleep that way for a couple hours. So I made sure I videoed some of that. Here he is getting blow dried after a bath, and he used to really hate that, but towards the end I think he kind of liked it. We were real gentle, and of course we kept it on just a warm setting, but I think he liked the warm water of the bath, and then just a nice gentle blow dry, because man, he'd take a nap after that. Here we are riding on the lakefront. I took him one day. This was probably 2 weeks before we put him down, so this would have been like mid or late September 2022. I was just trying to do everything I possibly could with him towards the end, so he'd have some fun and of course get some good food. We'd spoil him like we always have, but you can see he's doing pretty good. Now this is to show that this is one of the times we took him to the lakefront and he was not doing good. This, I think, was the last week, actually. I think this was the week we put him down. He just was having trouble. He couldn't stand hardly. He would eventually fall, and he could only go to the left. He would kind of go in a circle, and you notice his head is kind of drooping. And so, we knew we were running out of options. We had tried every medicine that we could possibly have tried. We tried the CBD gummies. We just did everything, and it just wasn't doing what we were hoping that it would do. I was so sleep deprived, I didn't know what was going on. This is a couple days before we put him down. We got him some Bops ice cream, just vanilla, and brought him to the lakefront and laid him on his bed and fed him some Bops ice cream, and he loved that stuff. He ate and ate. And let me tell you, that dog's appetite never went away. I'm not sure what that means as far as how much pain or discomfort, but I'm telling you now, my dog would eat. And even though he was losing weight, he had a great appetite. He liked that Bops, man. That's some good stuff.
Yep.
All right, this one is kind of hard to watch, but I had to show an example of when he was not doing good. This was a babysitter that I'm thinking maybe was taking a break or something, but I happened to check in on him, and Major was laying on the floor and was not comfortable, and you'll see it because he's going to vocalize. You can hear the panting, and obviously when he barks. So that's what he did when he was not doing good. When he wanted to be picked up or moved, that's what he did. Um, this was just a few hours before we put him down. We took him to Barley Oak and got him one last cheeseburger, and he ate the whole thing, just the patty, but also some chicken and some chips. They have really good chips there. So anyway, I was trying not to cry, um, but we went home and gave him a nice hot bath. We blow dried him, and he had a full belly, and that was the calmest, most peaceful, serene thing I've ever seen in my life when the vet showed up and we let him go. This is him sleeping on my lap in front of the house. He is just completely relaxed, so calm, comfortable, very comfortable, just peaceful. And we were waiting on the vet to come, and she got there about 30 minutes after this was filmed, I guess. But we were so grateful that it went as smoothly as it did. I couldn't have asked for something more smooth. It was absolutely spiritual. It was so calm. It was like he knew. We obviously knew. You can look at our faces, and but I did want to say here, because I haven't so far, that in the last 6 months of Major's life, not one time did Major bite or yelp or snap or growl at anyone, including Susan and I, and also these babysitters that occasionally came over. And we had to pick him up constantly. We had to pick him up to carry him down the stairs to go potty. We had to pick him up to move him. So I know it is my opinion, but I was with him far more than anybody else. And I'm just saying that I believe his pain was not excruciating. I certainly would not describe it that way. I know there were definitely times he wasn't comfortable, but I feel like a dog that was in serious, debilitating, excruciating pain would have reacted when you handled him. That's my strong belief. And our dog did not do that. So I just wanted someone to watch this and then let me know, do you think I am way off track, or is there maybe some truth to this? I'd be curious to know. And now we have our next puppy, and I certainly hope Leo does not end up with this spinal disease. But if he does, I will at least have more information and more guidance to get me through that period if we have to face it. So anyway, I appreciate you watching it very much. Thank you for everything you do. I will just leave you with a short clip of Major sleeping soundly in my lap, in front of the house as we were waiting for the vet to come to put him down on Sunday, October 9th, 2022. And if you listen closely, you can actually hear him snoring in this video.
His must might be him. Just licked his tongue.